So we got a two-parter here. It's kind of like a field report of this guy who's gone on two dates, I think. So he says, a second date has been planned. Texting in between dates? Question mark. Don't text too much in between dates. This is going to be a very short answer to this post, but let's see what he says. I matched with a girl online, exchanged a couple of messages, and then she stopped replying. A week after our last message, I kind of said, screw it, she's cute, I'm going to ask her out. So I asked her out for coffee and was surprised she said yes right away. That's the viewpoint I had when I was dating. Thankfully, I'm in a long term relationship now, which is going great. But yeah, I'd maybe message one or two, maybe even three messages and then ask her out. Sometimes, if I was just so fed up with the online dating and I didn't have a lot of motivation, literally in the first message, I'd just say, "Hey, do you want to go out for a drink?" And I actually had quite a lot of success with that. Not a ton, but enough where I was like, "Oh, this is worth it," because it just catches their attention straight away. And you've got to remember, these women are talking to at least a dozen men at the same time. So you want to, and she's having all these conversations. So just get straight to the point. You don't want to be just another one that she's messaging and kind of get lost in the stack of cards. Go for the kill straight away because that's what you want. That's why you're on the dating apps. It's not to be her pen pal. Bit of a concern that she kind of didn't reply to your message though after a week. So already it kind of shows that you're not higher on her priority. She doesn't look at your picture and think, "Wow, this guy's an absolute stud." So you want that genuine burning desire very early on. And if it's not there, which it looks like it isn't, even though she wants to go on a date, for her to like decide not to reply to you but reply to other guys shows in the long term that might come back and backfire. The date came, it went better than I could have imagined. So already this guy's giving off a vibe that he doesn't have a lot of confidence in himself, which probably came through on the date. We both just clicked and ended up spending 3.5 hours just walking and talking. Oh no, what is this guy doing? Let me have a sip of my coffee and we'll discuss that because he thinks that sounds good. To me, that just sounds like he's already dropping the ball. So, firstly, that date's way too long. The first date should be like an hour, hour and a half, and then hopefully lead it to the bedroom. But walking around for 3 hours, you're just gonna talk her out of liking you, you're gonna give off that friendship vibe. I got nothing wrong with walking dates, but on the first date, you want to maybe be in a bar that's a bit more dimly lit. You want to be able to sit close to her so you can try and create that physical touch, look into her eyes. But if you're just walking around and it's cold outside, you get a bit sweaty. It's not very romantic, is it? It's not really gonna make her think, oh wow, I want to rip this guy's clothes off. It is giving that friendship vibe. And 3 hours out of your day for a girl you just met kind of shows you don't have a lot going on in your life. So I would say don't do that. You can do like a 3 hour walking date, maybe like 3 or 4 dates in, but not on the first date. She actually told me at the end of the day that she wanted to see me again and we began making plans. Okay, that's fine. It's a good sign that she brought it up. As long as you don't bring it up, don't bring up a first date. Oh, sorry, a second date when you're still on the first date. If she brings it up, then great. Um, but also don't jump to that. Be like, okay, I'll check my plans because you want to give the vibe that you do have other plans. But if you're just dropping your plans straight away for this girl, it shows you don't have a lot going on. Because you want it to be mysterious. You want her to keep thinking, oh, does this guy like me? Like you want to leave like a couple of days after the first date of her thinking, oh my god, this guy hasn't messaged me, and it just builds up that anticipation. But to me, it just sounds like you're just jumping in it straight away. But look, at least she brought it up first, so it shows she at least has some attraction to this guy. We were talking about doing something, but she's not free on weekends for 2 weeks. I ended up just asking if she'd like to grab a bite during the week because I'd love to see her again. We now have our date planned for tomorrow, and I haven't talked to her since Monday. Yeah, again, don't do a foodie date. Go for a drink or ask her to come back to your house and maybe you can make some food, open a bottle of wine. Again, it's just giving that friendship vibe, especially if you're going to go for food maybe at lunchtime in like a cafe. It's not very romantic. You want to lead it to the bedroom. You want to try and ignite that sexual spark. And a foodie date, it's giving a lot of friendship vibes, and it shows us you don't have a lot of experience. But the good thing is, he says he hasn't talked to her since Monday, so that's good. You know, create the anticipation. You don't need to message her because you've already planned the date. You know where you're both meeting. You know what time to meet. Just leave it, and the next time you speak to her will be in person on your second date. For all intensive purposes, she's probably going to message you before that day. So just hold off. Just cut off your thumbs and your fingers. Do not text her. Just continue with your life, because from your mindset, you should be busy with life, busy with work, busy with socializing with other people. Your world does not revolve around this first date. I'm usually a huge over texter, so maybe part of it is me making a conscious effort not to scare her off. Okay, at least this guy has, some self reflection, and he's holding off. That's good. That said, I really have the urge just to text her. Just want to say hi. I hope that the project at work is going well. Do not do that. Or something along those lines. What would be weird? Do I stick with consistency and establish texting patterns, or is it okay to break it and wish her a good day? No. Just leave that until the end. Leave that until you meet her in person. You do not need to have these meaningless little conversations back and forth. It will give you no beneficial things going forward. Let's read one or two comments, and then we'll move on to the second date. So this person says, text her for sure. I dated a guy before and I wasn't sure if he was interested. And then one day he started texting out the blue. We'd gone out only once, and then from there it just became constant. You don't have to go crazy, but it was nice getting a text every day saying have a good day. Don't listen to this woman. That just doesn't work. And from the sounds of it, they're not still together now. So it didn't work out. I did it in the long term. This is why you don't take advice from women when it comes to dating. I'm sorry, you just don't. They don't know what they're talking about. Anyway, let's move on to the second date. Let me have another sip of my coffee and see if this guy's still got this girl in his life or not. So the title reads, first date went well, but I don't know how well the second date went. Uh-oh, trouble in paradise. We had the date tonight and went alright. So he's already on Reddit straight after the second date. This guy's really interested in this girl, and ideally she should be in bed with you after the second date, not you messaging on Reddit for advice from strangers. We went for dinner at an Italian restaurant. So he went on a foodie date. I brought her a single pink rose, and because she was joking about how I'll have to be extra cute the night before, I used that as a reason why I brought the rose. Oh, this guy is such a simp. Don't bring a girl flowers unless she's your girlfriend. She's not your girlfriend. Don't be a simp. This is a terrible idea. She's already putting you in the friendship nice guy box without you even knowing it. And it does sound like he's been messaging her. So, because he said they were joking about it the night before about, getting her a rose. So he went against the advice he gave himself not to over text, and he started texting her before the second date, which means that there's no anticipation, there's no mystery, because he's already texted her out of liking him before the second date. That's probably one of the reasons the second date didn't go as well as the first date. That seemed to be the wrong move, as I don't think she liked the flower. Oh no. At least, it seems like he has a lot of self-reflection, and he can pick up on signs from women in person, so at least he has that in his armory. The date itself was a little weird. We shared all the dishes, and towards the end of the date she even suggested sharing dessert, which we did, which might have been a good sign. We had some breaks in our conversation though, with awkward pauses, but one of us always managed to pick it back up and wasn't too bad. I think if you really connect with a girl, there should be no awkward pauses. That doesn't mean you have to be talking constantly, but it shouldn't feel awkward when there's pauses if you two are right for each other. So that's a bit of a concern. And I hate when people put too much emphasis on pauses being awkward. Bro, would you think you'd be talking for 24 hours straight? pauses are completely normal. Like, let's just take a breath here. However, I was definitely nervous, and in hindsight, picking dinner was probably not a good move because I get some anxiety and very self conscious around eating and food. Then why do you do it? You probably just saw it in a movie and you thought, oh yeah, everyone goes on these restaurants for dates, that's what they do in the movies. No, you want to keep it super calm, super casual, super relaxed, and keep it short, okay? The only reason the date should go on for more than 2 hours is because you took her back to your place and you're having sex with her. Like, you're just looking at each other eating food. It's not very attractive, and if the vibe's not there, you're kind of stuck there for 3 quarters now. You can't leave. So, yeah, don't do that. She could definitely tell I was nervous and tried casually joking it off. Towards the end of the day, when the bill came, I pulled out my credit card, but she offered to split it. That's nice of her. Now, that could be two things. Either she just doesn't want to see you again, so she feels bad that if you pay for it, she's about to ghost you, or she's just a good person and she doesn't want to use you, and she's like, oh no, we'll go half and half. That's a nice thing to do. But yeah, as a guy, you should be paying for the date, so be like, oh, that's very nice of you to offer, but I want to pay because I'm the man and I invited you out on the date, so I'll pay for the date. But then if she says, no, I want to pay for it because I'm not going to see you again, then yeah, absolutely, go half and half. I said, don't worry, I got it. And she told me she doesn't mind me paying for coffees and stuff, but dinner's a lot. If she keeps saying that, then say, hey, okay, we'll go half, whatever, move on. We had a little back and forth where she told me I don't have to, and I told her I know I don't, but I would like to if she lets me. So she said fine, but next time it's on her, which I completely agreed to. Okay, a possible third date. Sorry, doing these videos makes me very thirsty. Um, Once she got a text from work asking her to be in even earlier tomorrow, so she left. Okay, you're just gonna trust that's what she said. Look, let's remember, if you are Brad Pitt or Justin Bieber, she doesn't care if she's got work early in the morning. She's going to go back to yours and sleep with you. So she obviously doesn't have a high sex drive for you or a high attraction to you, because she's already making excuses as to why she has to leave early and can't go back to yours, even after you pay for dinner. When we got to the car, she told me she had a lot of fun and enjoyed it. Then she dropped so as you know, I have a really busy Thanksgiving weekend, and the weekend after that is my grandmother's birthday, and I have plans with some friends, but definitely keep in touch and let me know if there's any more crazy stories at work so we can rant about them. Um, Maybe all these are very valid. Maybe she is very busy, but again, for the right guy, if you were a Brad Pitt or Justin Bieber, she'd make time for you. So she's just hinting here in a woman's way because she doesn't like to hurt you and she doesn't want you to freak out. But she's basically saying, okay, you're a nice guy, but I'm just not feeling that sexual attraction, and I don't want to see you that much because I feel like I'm probably going to get a better experience with other men. That's what she's trying to say to you, but in a really nice way. And she's saying, oh yeah, please message me, so like I still have to talk to you and I have you as backup option. Let her message you, bro. Don't be messaging her, because for 2 dates now, she's giving you blue balls and you haven't even kissed her, so don't waste any more time. At this point, just kiss her, by the way. You're in the car. You took her out for a nice meal. You paid for everything. Going for the kiss. What you got to lose? The best thing that could happen is she doesn't kiss you back, and then you can say, okay, I don't need to waste any more time on this girl. My heart kind of sunk here because I like her and I think she's just nicely say there won't be another date. Yeah, probably. What do you guys think? Am I overthinking it or did I mess things up? I definitely wasn't on my A game. The first date I made a good impression and I was my usual self, but dinner date was really bad call from me. The thing is, if she really likes you and she can see you're a bit awkward and nervous, she'll give you a pass and be like, hey, I'll go on a third date because I can see he's a good guy, we do have fun, and the first day went really well. But, if she doesn't really like you, she won't give you another chance. I texted her to make sure she made it home alright. You drove her home, right? So you know she got through the door. And he said that I had a good time, I'd love to do it again. She knows you had a good time. But I think I'm going to wait until after Thanksgiving to send her a text suggesting a third date and see how she responds. Okay, yeah, leave it, give it some time, let her think about you, let her have these family experiences, and then, yeah, message her. But the third date has to be at your place or like a bar. It's got to be something where you can get a bit more intimate and sexual, because again, it sounds like you just haven't even gone for the kiss. And I'm seeing this with a lot of stories of guys when they go on these first and second dates, they don't even kiss the girl. It's like, Your Majesty, please will you let me kiss you? It's like, bro, just fucking take her and pull her in and kiss her. Like, come on, guys. This is what you want. She knows you want to do it. So do it. Be a man and take action. I want to ask her to a Halloween thing going on at a local amusement park. Bro, don't do that. It's not romantic. Again, you're just giving off this like teenage friendship vibe. Don't go to a theme park in the first few dates, which I think would be a perfect place to redeem myself. No, you need to find the perfect place to kiss her and to get close and to have that touch. Anyway, I don't think there's any saving this guy, but at the same time, he is quite aware if things aren't going well. Um, but yeah, he just needs to push towards that intimacy to see if she wants it back. Otherwise, he'll be in the friendship circle for a very long time. Anyway, that's all, guys. Cheers. See ya.